All right, here we are, back once again in the running game master. Beep tap tap to the people. So here we are on the 5-1 left angle cross of refinement. It's like this left angle. It's such a nice name, refinement. Look what is over on the other side. It's the 7K. And what the more notice when we go to the other side is that we're looking to lose it in more yinness. We're going to add another yang line. It's very different. It's a very different energy. It's a very different force. We're going to move into personal role, into realm of duality. And friction is refinement boundary. At the simplest levels, if you're going to make the male or female in the role at the simplest level. In other words, we're going to enter into the realm of duality. Remember, we have seen all of these gender roles without any gender equality. If you want to find gender, you can go back to initiation in the third game. There's no gender here in this whole build-up. And then all of a sudden, you get into the edge. And it's what kind of form am I? Am I going to be this? How I'm going to play the duality game? And the duality game is in the seventh gate. It starts in the seventh gate, the roll gate. Oh, you have no idea how incredibly dualistic this is. So this boundary here is the refinement process. And the whole thing is the preparation for entering into the friction. The fine one, 5-1 refinement. Basically what it says is that many women are going to be refined into remembering differently. And oh boy, do they never. If they could really get a man and a woman to remember how they met, there's nothing more hilarious than hearing those two versions. There's nothing funnier than those versions. As a matter of fact, by the time they're finished telling their version, you wonder if they actually met. This refinement is not what you think it is. This is the establishment in the form of the way in which memory is going to work. Not only is memory going to be something that defines us, but memory is going to work dualistically. In other words, we're going to have two very different kinds of memory systems based on two very different kinds of processes. Any couple that has had a child and you want to have a memory of the birth of that child, you obviously are going to see how different their memories are. You can imagine how many different those memories are between the woman and the man in a particular process. They're totally different. And this is the wonderful thing what duality business is all about. Everything about duality is how we deal with memory. How do we deal with memory? If you live with somebody long enough, you have done enough things to teach each other that if you added them all up and kept them as a memory, every day you shouldn't stay together. It's one of the things about the memory system. And the first law of duality, the first law of karma means that you have selective memory and that you have in selective memory that is rooted in differentiated perspectives. Isn't that odd? What a refinement that is. Refinement that is the way the not self works. The not self is so open, the not self is conditioned genetically to be attracted to what's not. So it takes what is not. Those two don't see any experience in the same way. They can't, and they don't see experiences themselves. They can't. But they can learn that in order to be able to together to have to learn how to forget. And so this is where we are when we get to the end of the trail here. It's not about just building form principles, it's about forgetting about them. It's not just about collective memories, it's about forgetting memories. And it's one of those essential ingredients. If you're truly going to enter into duality business, you better know how to censor your memory system. Every couple knows that there's a thing that you do not reveal as their remembrance. You know that. You know how pissed off you can get if your partner remembers something for 8 years ago. It's what it's all about. What I love most about all this programming is that it just show you the third, this and the that, of what it is, what the whole thing is. After all, we're not all running around trying to have this total memory, this total recognition of the truth. Most of us don't care. Most of us would like to forget. Most of the things that we have gone on in our lives were pleasant. That we don't want to be reminded of, but we want anybody else reminding us of this. We don't want to remind ourselves of it. And in installation, in the form principle, as principle, if you're going to be a scientist, it's okay to remember everything, do it correctly. But if you're going to live with the witch of the north, learn how to forget. If you're going to live with some brutal beast, it's better to forget. Don't remember all this stuff. It's so wonderful when you grow up that you forget most of the things that your parents did. It's such a relief. And it's the build up into the form principle. The 5-2. The 5-2, the moment it comes into the world, it's trying to forget that it's even come. You say to them, do you want past life therapy? No, I do not. I don't even want to do future life therapy. Leave me alone. It's such a funny thing. I'm so glad that I don't have this consciously remembered things. I just have this kind of unconscious mind. But I see what it is for people who are uncomfortable how to become what they forget. I can't remember the name of it. What's the name of it, and on and on. And yet, the forgetting is one of the most important healing agents we have. If we're going to live in the world of form, you have to know how to forget. And the example of this is the 6-2. Okay, that's the 5-2. Right, we're already in the next one. Sorry. Boom.